When your dog puts their paw on you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it's adorable. But behind that sweetness, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you respond the wrong way, which most owners do, you might quietly shut down the very connection they were trying to create. Let's start with what that paw really means. One, they need something but don't want to bark for it. Ever notice your dog gently placing their paw on you while you're eating, working, or just sitting on the couch? Here's what's happening. Your dog wants something, but not every dog chooses to whine, bark, or jump all over you. Some dogs use a quieter strategy. They reach out. This soft paw touch is their version of saying, "Excuse me." It's deliberate. It's controlled. And it's far more intentional than most people realize. Dogs didn't just learn to live around humans. Over thousands of years, they became experts at communicating with us. Dogs use specific gestures to get what they want, and paw-based gestures are part of that. A brief paw touch, a paw rest, even lifting a paw and holding it there can all be part of a request. Food, water, a toy, a scratch. The door opened. And what makes this even more fascinating is why they chose you to ask. If your dog is putting their paw on you instead of escalating into barking or pacing, it means they believe you pay attention to subtle signals. But here's the part most people miss. That gentle paw isn't always just about getting something. Sometimes it's the beginning of something much deeper. A kind of bond signal most owners don't even realize they're being offered. We'll get to that one at the end, and honestly, it might change the way you see your dog forever. 2. They're claiming you as their person. Have you ever wondered why your dog doesn't just lean against you if they want affection? Why the paw specifically? Here's something most owners don't think about. For dogs, touch isn't just physical contact. It's relationship. It's how they hold connection open. When your dog presses a paw onto your arm, your leg, your chest, they're not just touching you, they're including you. They're saying, "Stay with me. You're mine in the social sense, not as property, but as family." And this isn't just sentiment. Positive interaction, especially gaze and touch, is tied to bonding chemicals in both dogs and humans. So when your dog reaches out and keeps contact, they're not just asking for a pat, they're strengthening the bond in real time. Think about that for a second. When your dog gently places their paw on you, they're performing a tiny ritual of belonging. You're not just the one who fills the bowl. You're their safe human, their teammate, their person, and they want to feel that connection physically. What makes this even more powerful is that dogs are selective about who they fully relax into. They may greet lots of people, they may tolerate lots of hands, but this kind of soft, lingering contact usually shows up where there is real trust. So the next time that little paw lands on your arm, remember, you've just been claimed in the most dog way possible. 3. They're checking if you're okay. Ever been napping on the couch and suddenly felt a paw pressing into your face, your chest, or your shoulder? Maybe you thought your dog was being annoying. Maybe you assumed they just wanted food. But what if I told you they were doing a kind of emotional check-in? This sounds dramatic, but it's real. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to human states. They notice changes in posture, movement, voice, facial expression, and even the emotional meaning behind what they see. Dogs respond differently when humans are upset, and some will even hurry to reach a crying owner. So when you've been still for a long time, asleep, quiet, unresponsive, your dog may not just be asking for attention. They may be checking in. That paw on your chest can be a way of getting information. That tap on your face can be a way of asking, "Are you there? Are we okay?" Dogs don't just see our expressions, they use them to guide their own decisions. They're not ignoring your state, they're monitoring it, and they usually do this most with the people they care about most. So the next time your dog rudely wakes you up with a paw to the face, take a breath before you get frustrated. In their own way, they may have been checking on you. 4. They learned this through touch from the very beginning. Why do dogs use their paws to communicate in the first place? Where did that reach for you instinct even come from? The answer goes back to the very beginning of their life, when your dog was a tiny puppy, helpless, warmth-seeking, and completely dependent on their mother. In those first weeks, touch meant everything. Contact, nursing, licking, being kept close, being kept safe. And here's what's fascinating. Early maternal care, especially physical contact, licking, grooming, and nursing, shapes how puppies cope with stress and how they respond socially later on. In other words, long before your dog knew their name, they were already learning that touch regulates emotion, touch brings relief, touch brings response. So when your adult dog places a paw on you, they're often leaning on one of the oldest lessons in their nervous system. Contact works. Closeness helps. Safety lives in connection. This is why some dogs will paw at you and then immediately lie down, sigh, or soften their whole body. The touch itself can be regulating. It helps them settle. It tells their system, I'm with someone I trust. 5. They don't want you to leave them. Have you ever noticed your dog putting their paw on you right before you were about to get up? Almost like they knew what you were going to do before you did it. That's because they probably did. Dogs are extraordinary readers of human body language. They pick up on posture, orientation, tension, movement patterns, and emotional cues most humans don't even realize they're giving off. The way you shift your weight, the way your torso changes before you stand, the subtle turn of your shoulders, the tiny signals that say this moment is ending. Your dog sees all of it. And when they place their paw on you in that moment, they're making a request. Stay. This isn't just clinginess. It's one of the clearest ways a social animal asks to keep the connection going. Dogs are deeply tuned to what their humans are about to do. So when your dog reaches out just as you're about to leave the couch, the bed, or the room, that's not random timing. That's communication. What makes this so powerful is that dogs are social by nature, but even then, they don't ask this clearly unless the bond matters. So when your dog quietly puts a paw on you as you start to rise, they may be saying something very simple and very honest. Not yet. 6. They're saying, you're my safe place. What if one simple gesture from your dog meant more than you ever realized? Remember earlier when I said some paw touches are signs of something deeper, a level of trust most owners never fully recognize? This is what I was talking about. When a dog places their paw on you and leaves it there, relaxed, loose, no stiffness in their body, they're doing something powerful. They're settling into safety. They're choosing contact over vigilance. Think about what dogs are built to do. Notice changes, track movement, stay aware of the environment. Even when they're resting, part of them is still scanning. But dogs with strong attachment to their owners are more confident when their person is present and more able to relax, even in unfamiliar situations. So when your dog rests a paw on you and goes soft, they're not just being cute. They're showing you that your presence changes their nervous system. That with you, they can lower the guard a little. With you, they don't have to stay fully on alert. This is the ultimate display of trust. Not because they want a treat, not because they need something right that second, but because in that quiet moment, they're telling you something every dog owner hopes is true. I feel safe with you.